Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Episode number 241, live in living color as always, in our usual 6 o'clock time slot. Butchered it. It's not the usual time slot. Usually we're at high noon, Gregory Peck time. On Fridays. However, that's not us again this week. Life beckons, kids. Your boy has stuff to do, obligations, tasks that require attention, that require accomplishing and doing and getting to. So yes, second week in a row, this is Tom Clark in the evening. Nothing much changed in the span of the past 6 hours. I'm more tired than I was 6 hours ago for reasons I will not get into now. Anyways, happy Friday to you. If you are usual on the Wrestling Rumors Facebook page, but you're not used to this ugly mug, well, let me tell you, kids, my name's Tom Clark. This here's my show. We've been going strong since 2014. I also contribute to WrestlingRumors.net. My second podcast is Tom Clark's 6M podcast, which is a geek culture podcast. We do movies, music, Marvel magazines, miniseries, and more. That show's been going strong since last year. There you have it. That's who I am. That's who I be. That's who I is. So, for everyone who is here right now, 36 of you and counting, first of all, welcome. Second, click that thumbs up for the boy if you don't mind. I would very much appreciate it. Click the heart and the thumbs up. That would be awesome of you guys to do that, please. And thank you. Double V, Victor Vasquez, how are you, my friend? Down Under David, how are you doing? Christopher Wilson, welcome back to the show. Canadian Cam, what's up, my friend? Sugar Shane Odom, what's going on? Eric Jackson in the house. I love how I name you guys, and you guys continue to name yourselves. That's pretty cool. Carlos Martinez, what's going on? 6 p.m., not the 6M, the 6 p.m. Maybe I'll rename the show. Tom Clark's 6 p.m. main event. I don't know. Christopher Sims, what's going on? Down Under David says, I love this time slot. It's 7:30 in the morning here instead of 1:30 in the morning. David got to get some sleep. That's a good thing. David needs his rest, man. We all need our sleep, don't we? I haven't slept in days. Happy Friday to you as well, Will. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Ray? Everything's good, brother. Everything. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Shannon, how are you? Oh, well, hello to Sandy. That's right. In Germany right now, it's like 3:45 in the morning or something. That's late for him. Yeah, Vic, we'll get to it. Yikes. Tim, how are you, my friend? What's up, Jamel in Vegas? Wolf, how are you? What's going on, Chad? Chad, too bad. Flair's car commercials of the car shield stuff was pulled too. Wow. It's story time with Tom Clark, baby. Hear that, Ray? Ray, you're awesome. Good afternoon to you. Good evening, Mark. Who's they? Pulled Adam Cole from Xavier Woods' show. They? Who's they? Chris? Isn't that something? Did it be, baby? Anyways, everybody click the thumbs up and the heart for me. I very much appreciate it. Let's get the banner, the ticker. I call it the ticker. Let's get the ticker ticking. As I said, episode number 241. Before we go any farther, get you some podcast merch. It's awesome. It fits great. It's got the logo. The logo's everywhere. tinyurl.com/Tom Clark Pods, PODS, for all your Tom Clark's Main Event and Tom Clark's 6M podcast needs. I got merch. I got hats. I got shirts. I got hoodies. I got phone covers. I got laptop covers. I got mugs. I got pillows. I got blankets. I got everything you could possibly imagine. All at reasonably affordable prices. And trust me when I tell you, I'm not going to get rich off of you. I promise. If I was, I'd tell you. All right? But I'm not. Trust me when I tell you that. We got a big show to get to in an hour to do it. Let's get to this. Let's talk about one of the biggest headlines of the week, of the month, of the year thus far. Big E is your new WWE champion. I got to be honest with you. When he teased it on Monday and talked about he was going to cash in, the first thing I thought of, how are they going to screw him? Instead of you, baby, how are they going to screw this guy? Then I thought, is it actually even going to happen? And if it does, is it going to fail in the cash in? Well, guess what? He didn't fail. That's a great appearance. Everyone say hello to the boy. Big E.
Oh, what are the odds?
Big E became WWE champion.
What, so Big E's still alive?
No, doof, not Big E. Big E. You know who Big E is.
Don't certify.
Says who? How?
His dad.
How are you going to get home?
His dad.
No, I don't believe that. Talk to mom.
I don't did.
Nah, I don't believe you.
I just did.
I don't believe you. Go talk to her.
Yeah.
You're not getting a ride home from us. You can take a taxi. I'm not kidding. It's a whole other story. I love how everyone tells him hello. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. You guys make my kid feel welcome. You guys are great. Claire Jane Brown. Claire's boozing it up in England. She's at the pub. She's doing the crawl. I saw that movie. How are you, Claire? It's freaking great to see you, by the way. 11 p.m. in the UK. Burn the midnight oil for yours truly. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? Hey, Joe. Where you going with that mic in your hand? I'm just going to sing. You guys cool with that? I can't really sing too well. I try. Do you think AEW should add another mid-card to top? Yes. I've been saying for a long time they need a second set of tag team titles. I say they need a women's tag team championship as well. There you go. Claire, if I was any better, I wouldn't be able to stand it. That's what my mom would say. All right, let's talk about this. Everybody tell me how happy you are that Big E is your new WWE champion. I could not be happier about this. I'm so happy for this guy. Inasmuch as titles mean something to the ones who are given the titles, because we've heard and we know the deal on titles. Titles are props. They are handed. They are given. You can say all day long they're earned. I say all day long they're earned. How do you explain it when a guy gets one title shot, he's been there for 10 minutes and he becomes the champion? He did not earn anything, okay? The word earn is weird. You see what I'm saying? I won't get too deep in the weeds in it. But inasmuch as someone deserves a title, and again, props, I get it. What do titles mean? Wow, that's a big one, right? I'm just saying. It means something to Big E because the title represents hard work. Took him a long time to get on TV, as well as the New Day. The New Day told the story for years about how they willed themselves to get on TV and to make this silly, tent revival thing they were given, make it actually work. They made it work. Shannon says, so happy for Big E, long overdue. I could not agree more. Ray says, so happy Big E did it. Hope Vince doesn't mean it up. He's a dummy. Smells like... Ray's keeping it real. Keeping it real. Everyone, Tina is here. By the way, Joe's here from the Dudes at Ringside podcast. Tina's here from Peaches and Power Bombs Wrestling Podcast. There you go. We're a little community here on the main event, kids. Yeah, Big E's awesome. I love it. Sugar Shane says, not a fan of Big E winning the title. Wow. Ratings will drop more on Raw now. Randy Orton or AJ Styles will be better. Shane, do you really think ratings are going to drop because E is the champ? Shane, I love you, brother. I think you're mistaken. I just don't see that happening. Just like I don't think they would go up if AJ or Randy were champ. I just don't see it. WWE's audience is not what it used to be. People are not excited about their product, and that's the end of that. They're really not. They're not. They're more excited about AEW, and the ratings bear that out. Will says, happy about the win. Happy about the win, but not how. It kind of ruined the surprise factor of an actual cash in. Well, they were going for ratings. I get it. Big E for life, Tony says. I'm very happy for this guy, dude. Jamel says, I just wish they didn't spoil the cash in. Everyone's saying that. I'm totally fine with it. It's different. And you know what? You know what's better for a babyface telling you he's going to do something than actually doing it? Not a lot. Not a whole lot better than that, dude. There's nothing worse on the flip side. There's really nothing worse than a babyface telling you he's going to do something and then he doesn't come through on it. You see what I'm saying? Makes him look silly, makes him look dumb, makes him look like he can't follow through, makes him look like he can't get the job done. We don't have to worry about that with Big E, man, at all. Carlos says more money if you're a champion. That is a line that we have used for years in the business. That kind of thing is relative. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, you're right. To a certain extent, I'm sure you're right. But that is one of the things we automatically say. That is something we use going along, especially if you work inside the business. Is one of the things we use to hype a title match. Is that, listen, guys, the champions get paid more. Will says, I thought it was going to be Roman losing to Cena for number 17, break the record, and then a Big E cash in. That's interesting. I don't want to see John win it for 17. We'll get into it about Flair here shortly. What about the Hurt Business getting back together? Shouldn't have broke them up to begin with, Tone. Tina says most baby faces announce their cash-ins first anyway. That's a good point because baby faces do it on the up and up. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm extremely happy for him. Here's what I don't want. I don't want him to lose it in 8 seconds. Look, here's where I'm coming from. And I would hope that all of you would agree with me. And I think maybe that you will. Big E has worked extremely hard to get this shot. He's worked extremely hard to get this title. The guy has put in the work, the sweat equity, as it were. He's done everything right. He's done everything from be Ziggler's serious muscle to being slapstick comedy hour with New Day. He can do everything you want him to do and then some. He can improvise on the fly. He can cut a promo with the best of them. And he makes the crowd care about him. I don't know what more you could ask for. He stays in shape. He stays ready. He's extremely athletic. He can work. This guy should be champion. He is now. Don't screw it up. But you know what? It's their company. They can do whatever they want. Who am I to tell them? Yeah. Anyways, glad to see it happening. Let's talk about some not so pleasant news. Tommy Dreamer has been suspended by Impact Wrestling. Who watched Dark Side of the Ring? I have not caught it as of yet. Allow me a moment to sip, if you will. Yowza. Dude, I got thoughts. Oh, this is going to be bright. Oh, apparently not. Look at that. There we go. How's that? Sweating under the bright lights, baby. That's how we roll. Okay. Tommy got into some trouble. To answer everyone's question, here's what he did. During the Dark Side of the Ring thing last night, it was the plane ride from hell. We've all heard about it for years. Tommy was on this plane, and the story was that Flair exposed himself, pushed up against the stewardess against the back door of the plane, and placed her hand on his privates. Okay? Flair has always denied the claims, said that it did not happen. Dreamer said, quote, Flair is not going to impose by force any sexual stuff on anybody. He's just flaunting, styling, and profiling like the Ric Flair stuff where everybody's going to laugh about it. Obviously, somebody took offense to it. That's what you call this? He also said Flair was being portrayed as a sexual predator. Quote, "It's a joke. It's a gag. Today, 1000% inappropriate. I've hung out with Ric Flair and have never seen him force his will against anybody." Here's the kicker. Quote, "If that's how she felt, maybe she should not have taken a payout and went to the fullest extent of the law to put this heinous person in jail. My opinion." Close quote. Impact suspended him. His status, future with Busted Open, is in question. It's up in the air. There you go. It's messed up, kids. I don't know. Whew. Here's the thing. Whenever we talk about Flair, and remember the photo of Flair apparently getting busy with somebody on a train? What was it I said? This is Ric Flair. We're surprised. This is Nature Boy. How are you surprised he's having sex on a train? Now, he denied it was him. Come on. All right. But how do you, it's the Nature Boy. He's Ric Flair. I will not use that for this. And I've been on Twitter for the past hour and a half, give or take, and I've seen a bunch of people use the word cancel. That's not what this is. Okay. First off, none of you guys were there, I assume. I know I wasn't there either. All right. So what really happened? We don't know. All we can do is take the word of the lady in question and all the boys that were on the plane that day. That's what we can do. We can take their word for it, or we can not take it. We can develop our own hypothesis. But the point of this is, did he do something wrong? And if so, he shouldn't have. That seems elementary, doesn't it? But sexual harassment is a thing. It was a thing then. It's a thing now. Because he's Ric Flair doesn't make it okay. I'm also not saying he's guilty. You see what I'm doing here? Because I don't know for sure. The evidence does not look good. Did she settle out of court? Yes, she did. Because Dreamer, in Dreamer's words, she took a payday. What does that even mean, took a payday? So you're one person against Flair, who at the time was working for WWE. You really mean to think that he wouldn't have WWE's, privilege and attorneys and whatnot at his disposal? You really think that he wouldn't have the company back in? This is Ric Flair. Tim, you think they just would have hung him out to dry? I think they would have fired him if this thing went to court? I mean, what do you think? I'm asking you what you guys think. All right? It's a bad look, no matter how you slice it. We've always heard about the plane ride from hell. We've heard rumors, innuendo, all that nonsense. None of us really know what happened because none of us were there. I've always said for a long time, I have no problem with Dark Side of the Ring. However, it's dark. It focuses on negativity. I hate focusing on negativity in the wrestling business. I hate it. However, when bad things happen to people, they should be exposed. They should be brought to light. Shane says, my opinion is this. Dark Side of the Ring episode, the plane ride from hell, happened a long time ago. Whether it happened or not, the political correct police are out in full force. I disagree, Shane. I disagree with what you're saying. This is not about being politically correct. If he sexually assaulted this woman as she claimed that he did, that does not make it right. The fact that it's 2021, it has nothing to do with it. Wrong is wrong, dude. If he did it, he should have been punished for it. Now, again, do I know he did it? No. Do I know he didn't do it? No. Okay? Don't chalk this up to cancel and all this hoo-ha. Wrong is wrong, period. Okay? It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. If this came out 5 years ago, nobody would be talking like this. Nobody. It would have been called something else 5 years ago. Do you see what I'm saying? 10 years from now, it'd be called something else. It doesn't matter what you call it, how you want to label it. That's not what's happening. Wrong is wrong. If he sexually assaulted her, if he did, yeah, he should have been punished for it. Pro wrestling's a brotherhood. How many guys would have had his back? How many guys would have shown up in court and said, I didn't say a thing, or this is not how it happened? Now, am I saying these are bad guys? Am I suggesting that Tommy Dreamer is a bad dude? Absolutely not. Again, I wasn't there. But I'll tell you this, the stories of him exposing himself are legendary. Dude, there's stories of Dusty walking around the locker room completely naked. All the time. Just conducting business, talking to the guys, going over matches. Naked. There's always stories about Dusty with no pants on all the time. Again, I'm not saying anything. This does not excuse it. You understand? It doesn't excuse it. If your intent is not vile, if your intent is not evil, it doesn't really matter, because what matters is how that person took it. You ever had someone say to you, this is a weird example, listen, not to be a jerk, but, and then they're a jerk? It doesn't matter what your intent. If that person took it that way, isn't that the big deal? Isn't that the story? That's the story. David says if they paid her out, there must have been something in it. I agree with that. At the same time, Dave, I'll counter that and say maybe they just didn't want this thing to come to light. Maybe it was easier to pay her than it was to defend him. And maybe easier than it was to try to get to the bottom of it. Ricardo says Dreamer stuck both feet in his mouth. He should have just skipped this interview. Thank you. Thank you. Or maybe he says, it was a long time ago, guys. I got to be honest. What may or may not have happened, I can't speak to it because I'm not sure. And just leave it alone. But no, he had to talk. Rick didn't mean nothing by it. Shut up. Tina says back then that lady wouldn't have been believed if she tried to go that far in the courts. I don't know if he did or didn't. I'm just, whoa, lost you. I'm just saying I understand she didn't go for courts. It would have been buried. Yeah, more than likely. Paul says, why wait like 20 years for this? Wrong is wrong, Paul. I'm sorry. I get what you're saying. It does look weird. But you don't know what's in a person's head when something happens. None of us do, unless you're the person. You don't know what was in her head. How young was she? What was her life like? Had it happened to her before? Again, I haven't watched the thing from last night, okay? Had this kind of thing ever happened to her before? Was she raised to believe a certain way? Was she raised that if something happens, that's a sin? Or if, you see what I'm saying? A lot of it depends on who the person in question is. Wrong is wrong, kids. Wrong is wrong. What I'm saying to all of you right now, keep an open mind about this. Don't immediately defend Rick because we love Rick, and we do love Rick, okay? Don't immediately defend him, but also don't immediately persecute him either. But I'm telling you right now, if there's smoke to this fire, I never said Flair was perfect. I don't think any of us ever have. We love these guys and gals. We really do. We're fans. I get it. But wrong is wrong, kids. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. Shane says, I understand, but what I'm saying is people are always coming out of the woods to destroy people's reputation. We do not know if it actually happened. But there's no proving guilty now, Shane. That's the bad part. There's no proving guilty now. He's not accused of killing a man. See what I'm saying? There's no way now to know. It would have to be Flair coming clean if there needs to be a coming clean point. It's a weird part. It's a weird thing. Tina with a great point. Thank you, Tina, for bringing us some. Shanna, what's your point on this? Shanna, are you still here? Us women feel like no one will believe us when things happen to us. Guys, gentlemen, please listen to Tina. Because here's something else men don't get. Men don't get a female perspective. They don't know. None of us know. Okay? None of us know. You can't crawl into the head of a woman. You can't. You don't know what she's thinking or feeling or how things affect her. Tina's telling you right now, pay attention. Everybody pay attention. Please, it's important. I'm just saying, dude. I'm saying. Forgot my overlay. There should be. Isn't that pretty? Yes. Vic says, will this put Rick's AEW plans on hold? I'll be honest with you now. I don't know that we will see him in AEW. I think Tony Khan has proven AEW is not a perfect company, folks, but there's certain things that they've stayed away from. You notice Tessa doesn't still have a job. Okay. So there you go. We'll see what happens. Shannon, thank you for chiming in. The whole situation is just disgusting to me. This should never happen to any woman. 100% agree. Again, gentlemen, defer to the ladies in the room. None of us know. None of us know. We can tell you what we think. It's hard for us to know. So there you go. Let's keep on keeping on here, folks, if that would work for you guys. Back to the silly world of pro wrestling. Roman Reigns, your tribal chief, how Paul would say it, defending the WWE Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar at WWE Blood Money in October. Oh, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel. Hui. Yikes. So I have made my opinion on Crown Jewel clear the past, but for those of you who have forgotten,
hot garbage.
And you know what? Yeah. So, Crown Jewel.
Hot garbage. What? Hot garbage. What? Hot garbage.
You guys know how I feel about this. I hate it. Will says, hey, where'd you go? Hanging on a pole. I love it. Hanging on a pole, pal. Woo. Carlos says Lesnar has to do something with that hair. Tina says, I want this match, but not the Crown Jewel. You're not a fan of WWE Blood Money? WWE Blood and Sand, pal. Hoorah. I don't know. JD says, is it WWE hot garbage? Well, that can be your opinion if you so choose. Will says, do you have the hot garbage on a t-shirt? Do I? Oh, Will, where have you been all my life, my friend? How about we do this upright? How about it? Will wants to know. It's taking a minute. Will, don't you know? Let me tell you something, Will. Brother. You notice I'm trying to stall. I'm stalling because I'm trying to pull it up. Will wants to know if we have a hot garbage t-shirt. Tell them, kids, do we have a hot garbage t-shirt? Do we? Do we? My God in heaven, do we? Will, I'm about to show you something, baby. Hold on. Bam! Oh, my. Look at that. Yes, we got hot garbage. Look at that, baby. You know you want it. Shut up. Will, for God's sake, dude, buy you a t-shirt that says hot garbage on it. That's one of the most fun things I've ever done is this right here. I got to be honest. Will, you open the door, brother? I just walked through it. Get your hot garbage t-shirt today at tinyurl.com/TomClarkPods, P-O-D-S. We got hoodies. We got classics. We got baseball, quarter-inch sleeve. We got lightweight sweat. We got tanks. We got ladies shirts. We got a button. There's a hot garbage button. Shut up. Get it? Hot garbage button. Because I click it and I do the thing. You can't tell me that's not fun. If you say it's not fun, you are lying. Okay? All right, it's just fun for me. Will says he's going to buy one. Will, you put that bad boy on, take a selfie, tag me, and I'll put it all over my social media. How's about that? Mark says, who saw Grimm of GTS wrestling on AEW Wrestling Wednesday night? Grimm of GTS. Grimm? Thought you were talking about Simon Grimm for a second. Yes, the QVC part of the show. Yes. Isn't that fun? What's wrong with Crown Jewel? How much time you got there, Doug? What's wrong with Crown Jewel? Blood money. Blood money. Okay? Period. Hamal Khashoggi was killed by that government. Period. All right? They got no business being over there. They're taking blood money. Okay? They're putting their talent in jeopardy, their lives in danger. Come on. This shouldn't be happening over there. The Saudi Arabian government are backing up the truck, the money truck to WWE's back door. That's why they're doing this. That's why. That's the only reason. All these rich cats and their families and the recliners and stuff in the first 2-3 rows. Remember that? Remember that? Stinking rich. Blood money. No women. Thank you, JD. No women. And they have to be fully clothed from the neck down. Like, I'm not saying they got to be dressed like strippers in booty shorts, but good God. You kidding me? What's up, Reg? Thank you for hanging out, my friend. JD's going to buy one for Christmas for himself. Someone could buy JD a shirt. Come on, guys. Yeah. Listen, they're going to do this no matter what we think. Ray says Crown Jewel's blood money and women are treated like crap. It's horrible. I couldn't agree more. I just wanted to put it up there. We don't have to spend all day on it. Here's something we can spend all day on. NXT 2.0. It's colorful. It's different. It looks like Raw. It looks like SmackDown. Last year before now, in the past year or so, when they moved NXT to go opposite of Dynamite, a lot of people online said, if Vince gets his hands on NXT, it will completely change. It will change it to what Vince wants it to be. It will no longer be the independent wrestling show. It will no longer be great classic wrestling. It will no longer be, feel like that indie show with a budget, with a big budget. Guess where else you heard it? Here, main event, Jack. I said it. Go back in the archives. You can hear it. Okay. Dude, I didn't have a crystal ball. I was just stating fact. If Vince gets his hands on it, it's going to change. Well, people got it. NXT 2.0 is a thing now. How are we feeling about NXT 2.0? WWE just fulfilling the 10-year contract they signed. They shouldn't have signed it. Shouldn't have signed it. They can listen. You can't justify this to me, my friend. It's blood money. Period. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I appreciate your opinion and thank you for asking the question. Yeah, but at some point, you got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing. Carlos says 2.0. I love it. That gets my super villain laugh. Do you like that? Will says it looks like it's in a high school gym. God, it so does. Tina says, at least the lighting is better. JD says, it's too bright for me. This is great. James says, I wish they took out all the main event guys and replaced them. Jamil says, way too much talking. The best part of NXT was less talking, more fighting. Gavin says, NXT 2.0 looks like a nightclub. Mm-hmm. Shannon says just couldn't get into it. The women's tag match was good, and Happy Ciampa is reunited with Goldie. It felt like a game show. Sugar Shane says only in WWE where they support second generation wrestlers, yet they don't want no mention of the Steiners. Ricardo says, I really like Braun Breaker. Not the name, though. Hey, Ricardo, segue. Braun Breaker. And the commentator, I forget his name, commentator says, he's got a very dog-faced gremlin style. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. Dog-faced gremlin style. He's Rick Steiner's son. He's Rick Steiner's son. In case you don't know. Braun Breaker. I still submit that the name Dolph Ziggler is one of the worst names I've ever heard. Ever in my life. I still hate it. I love the guy. I hate the name. It's WWE. I don't know what do we expect? What do we expect? What do we think is going to happen? What do we think is going to happen? Reggie, we started the show with Big E winning the title. Reggie, keep up. Everyone who took notes, tell Reggie what we talked about. Who's doing the minutes for this episode? Do I not have a secretary here? God. Ray should be my secretary. Ray, you're my secretary. You're my designated secretary. Read the minutes of the show. Read the minutes of the show back. It's funny. Tina says if they gave you a generic name, take that as a clue you're not going places. Oh. It's fun. It's really not fun.
Hot garbage.
Yeah. Well, listen. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing, I don't suppose. It's all kinds of messed up kids. And he beat. I can't even say it. Braun Breaker defeated LA Knight. What? I don't even know what that means. If you just read that out of context. Tonight, Braun Breaker and LA Knight. You go, what's that? Is that like electronics or something? Is that like knockoff Transformers? Are those GoBots? Is Braun Breaker a GoBot? What? And then had the guy working for the title. You kidding me? Jamel says NXT 2.0 makes me grateful that Adam Cole didn't sign back with that company. Preach! Preach, my friend. Every time I tune in, you are downgrading WWE and praising AEW, Tim says. I call it like I see it, Tim. I call it like I see it. WWE is all kinds of silly, Tim. And if you don't agree with me, you don't have to agree with me. Your life will go on, and so will mine. I'm just saying, I enjoy the AEW product. They are not perfect. They do a lot of weird, wackadoodle stuff that I don't care about. Okay? And that's the truth. Am I more excited to watch their product? The truth is yes. I'm also more excited to watch New Japan and Ring of Honor. And that's the truth. WWE's had a lot of opportunities to prove me wrong. Had a lot of opportunities to make me smile. And a lot of times they don't. But that's my perspective. Maybe not everyone feels that way. Maybe not everyone feels that way. I'm just saying. Shane says the Steiner kid has talent. I just wonder what Uncle Big Papa Pump told him about me. Man, God knows. I wouldn't go to Scott Steiner for advice if I were his kid or his nephew or his wife or his mom or his neighbor or his mailman. I'm just saying. Shannon says AW and JPW letting me down the least. I agree with that. That is my feelings Those are my feelings exactly. Cam. You get that reference? Rest in peace, Karrion Kross's character. All hail Vince, the character assassin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Or his dog. He's still continuing what I was saying earlier. We'll see what happens. All right, look, kids. Guess what's happening tonight? In about an hour and 18 minutes, Eastern Standard Time, Smackdown is happening. I thought we'd talk a little bit about it. Tonight is a special homecoming celebration for Bianca Belair, which means it's a homecoming celebration. WWE.com. After a groundbreaking year, Bianca Belair returns home to Knoxville to be honored on SmackDown. Join the blue brand in a proud city as the EST of WWE is recognized for her tremendous achievements from winning the 2021 Royal Rumble match to headlining WrestleMania and a history-making SmackDown Championship match against Sasha Banks to her monumental title reign. Don't miss it. You know what this means? Becky's going to come out and disgrace her and beat her up and tear her hair out of her head and set fire to her and laugh at her husband and laugh at her family, who are all going to be in the front row, and she's going to flip them off and she'll set them on fire. And then she'll she'll celebrate. She'll like dance over them. And Seth will come out. He'll high five her. They'll bring the baby out. And the baby will laugh too. And it'll all be a big screw job because that's what WWE does, baby. Which one of you said that I just downgraded? Who was it? When you're in your hometown and that company, look out. Now, for all I know, none of that's going to happen. Okay? None of it. And Becky will come out and she'll say something about she's the man and remember I'm still the man and I got ratings and now I'm mean, right? Or something. And then like Bianca will say, nope, you suck or whatever. And then they'll go, oh, she's amazing. And the show will end like that. And that'll be fine. Maybe I'll be wrong. I would like to be wrong. Let's all try to keep a positive attitude. James says NXT new GM, Doink the Clown. Oh, I actually kind of like that. Vic, where'd you go? Jamel says you won't be wrong. Vic says Kane made it Bianca Day or gave her the key to the city or something like that. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know if I want Mayor Kane giving me anything. Shannon says, are you not sports entertained? Are you not sports entertained? That's funny. Yeah, we'll see. There's your very quick SmackDown preview. Actually, did we even go into it? We might as well go into it. Seth Rollins to answer for his heinous actions against Edge. Seth, you're heinous. Ooh. They're going to put Seth and Becky together on the air. You know how I know? Because I got a mole in the SmackDown locker room. I got a paid informant. I done talked to somebody. I asked a question. I made a phone call. Sent smoke signals. Tweet, fax. DM. Nope. I just don't think they'll be able to resist it. I think at some point they're going to say, I got a great idea. They're going to put them together on TV. They're going to portray them as WWE's newest power couple, and it's going to be all over the place. They'll start appearing on social media together. They'll start appearing on the talk shows together. I think Seth will need a title. Shame he's not the Universal Champ. That would make a lot of sense. I'm just telling you like I see it. This is what I think is going to happen. Now, I could be wrong. Rick Boogs set to square off against Robert Roode. And it looks like we might be getting the Demon Finn Balor against Roman Reigns. So we'll see. We'll see. Reggie. God, Reggie's behind. We talked about Owens last week. Here's the thing, Reg. If everybody's right, his contract won't be up till January. So we got a long time to debate this thing. Long time. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. It'd be something if he split, wouldn't it? Jamil says, still not one Extreme Rules match on pay-per-view named Extreme Rules. It's like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Why are we still doing this? Chris says something might happen tonight or Monday. Very true. Coffee's killing me. Ricardo says, hate the Demon King is returning to get beat by Rome. Oh, yeah, he's losing. He's so losing. He's so losing. Reggie, I play, I tease, I kid, I joke. Thank you for hanging out, my friend. Shannon says, Tina's, they said they hated their storyline together last. Oh, you guys are talking. You guys talk amongst yourselves. It makes me happy that my audience has gotten to know each other. You guys just kind of hang out. So now we hang out. It's like family coming over. And like I got to cook this big spread for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. Do I like pumpkin spice? Ray, am I breathing? Are you kidding? Yeah. Listen, I am a typical white girl in the fall. Dude, I've had so much pumpkin coffee in the past 2 weeks. I'm going to have a lot more. Gallons of it. Vats. Tankers. You guys think I'm joking. I'm so not joking. Tom will be having a pumpkin something that's sweet that you can hold in your hand and not just drink and bite into it. I promise you that. Shane says, can we get a hot garbage for the Alexa Bliss doll segment on Raw with the Charlotte doll? Shane, you ain't got to ask me but just one time, baby.
Hot garbage.
That's for the Alexa stuff, period. You guys know how I feel about that. Come on. Let's go to some ratings. This week's SmackDown. We don't know. It hadn't happened yet. Raw was 1.67 million. Hui. NXT 770. I'm sorry. NXT 2.0. Last week's SmackDown was 2.38 million. Raw came in at 1.85. NXT was 601,000. There's your ratings, kids. Now let's cover some AEW. Next week could be the biggest week in the history of this company. We said that 4 weeks ago, right? Yikes. This company, man, Grand Slam next week, Dynamite September 22nd and Rampage September 24th. I don't want to know any spoilers about tonight for Rampage. Don't anybody tell me anything. And next week, I don't want to hear spoilers either. Don't anybody tell me anything. Please and thank you. I don't care about spoilers. I don't want to hear spoilers. Spoilers suck, okay? Next week on Dynamite, Brian Pillman Jr. versus MJF. Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. Sting and Darby Allin versus FTR. Britt Baker defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Ruby Soho. And Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. In one night. What? That show right there could very well get $1.5 million. I know what you're thinking. Tom, $1.5 million is a big number. I'm just saying. Next Friday, Rampage, the Super Click, baby. Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express. The Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, Men of the Year. And CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I think Rampage clears $1 million next week. Yikes. How are we feeling about AEW Grand Slam, baby? Where'd you go, Tina? It does sound like a mini pay-per-view. That's how they're advertising it. Ricardo says, great card. Jamil says, what do you bet that Grand Slam will be better than Extreme Rules? Could be. We'll see. Ray says, Adam Cole and 2 guys versus other guys. Ray, you know I got a lot of love for you, Ray, so I'm going to give you this. I got to do a new one with his AEW gear on and his new interest music behind it. Isaiah Dawson, what's up, my friend? You're at the tail end of the show, my friend, but thank you for hanging out with us. Shannon says it's good to see CM Punk so happy. On Twitter earlier today, I said something effective. How many times have we seen an NBA guy jump into the crowd, or MLB or UFC? You know what I mean? The only example I can think of is a Lambeau leap in the NFL. Seeing CM Punk happy is contagious. I just love it. Shane says that is pay-per-view show right there. AEW is killing it. So yeah, we'll see. We shall see what happens. Jamel says every time Adam Cole's music hit, I thought about Ray. You know what's funny, Jamel? You didn't even know Ray before this show. Tom Clark's main event brings people together. Today, the wrestling world. Tomorrow, world peace. There you go. So, yeah, going to be huge. Let's talk about tonight's Rampage. You wanna? Do you wanna? Yes. Let's talk about it. Tonight's Rampage. 2 title matches taking place tonight. The Lucha Bros defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships. There it is, against the Butcher and the Blade. Miro defends the TNT Championship against Fuego del Sol and Sol's new car. Anna Jay takes on the Bunny. I am all kinds of happy to see that. Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson comment on their future matchup. Tonight's going to be a good show too, kids. No kidding. Going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. Man, there's a lot to look forward to in pro wrestling these days, aren't there? Isn't there? Yes? Isaiah says, what do you think about Bray? I think it's only a matter of time till he gets there. However, nothing surprises me. I would not be shocked to see him return to WWE. I'm not saying he's going to. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if going to WWE is a foregone conclusion. Some people say it's absolutely a foregone conclusion. We'll see what happens. Shane says Ray's going to be upset when Adam Cole's in the ring and Hangman Page comes out and buckshot. No, I get it. I would love to see that because I want to see those 2 guys tangle, man. Jamel says I feel bad for Fuego. Don't feel bad for him, dude. He'll be fine. And he's getting a rub from the TNT champ. Wouldn't it be something if he beat him? I'm not predicting anything. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be something? No spoilers. If you spoil something on this show, I will kick you out of the chat. You're gone. Okay? Don't spoil anything. So, yeah. Ratings, kids. This week, Dynamite, 1.18. Rampage, we don't know. It hasn't happened yet. Last week, Dynamite, 1.32. Rampage, 670. I look for Rampage to possibly be up. This week, we shall see. And that opens the floor wide open. There we go. So, what do you guys got for me? Hit me with something good. Give me something good. Or is it tell me something? Tell me something good. Tell me. Who sings that? I can't remember. Someone look that up. La, 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 la. This moment of typing brought to you by Tom Clark's Main Event. Ooh. There we go. Dennis, what's up? Why would they have Big E tell everyone he's cashing in? Oh, Dennis, we've already covered this. Yeah. Listen, says he needs to be a bit more sitting. Dennis, that's not E. He could. He's not gonna. Enjoy this for what it's going to be. And I hope he has it a good long time. But just enjoy this. He is a talented guy. He can do anything they ask him to do. He's hilarious. He's very entertaining. If I'm them, I wouldn't have him change a thing. I wouldn't do it. So there you go. Ray says, it's a nice car. I hope he doesn't lose. I like that. I just had a question. Where is it? Chris says, what do you think about the comments Conan said about AEW coming to WCW? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Conan's earned the right to speak. I'm sure Conan has gotten paydays from working at AEW. Entirely up to him. Chris, I didn't see his comments. Was he saying a negative way? Was he saying a negative way? I'd be curious to know that. Do I see you talking about Braun Strowman going to Impact? Ricardo, is that what you're talking about? No. Now that's just a guess. Oh, Reggie. Reggie, I love you, brother. Everything you asked, we've already talked about it. For real, we have. The Tommy Dreamer stuff is messed up. The Dark Side of the Ring episode last night was about the plane ride from hell. He stuck his foot in his mouth pretty hardcore with some stuff he said, and now he's in trouble. So go look it up. Or you can watch the show back. We covered it at the very beginning. It's like the second thing we talked about. Nas or Biggie, and if Adam Cole invited you to the Super Bowl party, can I come too? Of course, you're always welcome at the House of Clark. And I'll go, God, that's tough. I got to go Biggie. Although Nas did some stuff with Damian Marley that's excellent. Ray, do you know that soundtrack? I can't remember the name of the soundtrack, but it's Damian Marley and Nas. It is excellent. It is so good. I can put that on anytime and listen to the whole thing from start to finish. It is such a good record. If you've never checked it out, you probably have, but if you haven't, you got to listen to it. It's awesome. Yeah, Ray, you have. Isn't it good? Oh, I appreciate reggae so much more now than I ever used to. Damien and Steven, my two favorite Marley kids. There's a bunch of them. There's like 40 of them, and they're all in the reggae game. There you go. Chris said he was saying that all the big signings that WCW was doing back in the day, things that history repeating itself. Time will tell, Chris. He could very well end up being right, or maybe he's dead wrong. Who knows? Let's see. What announcer would you want to work with at the next? I don't know. If there is a next AEW event, we'll see what happens. Tim says, Tom Clark, who are your top 5 power rankings in AEW? Tag teams and females are included. Ooh, yikes. Dude. I mean, you got it. I mean, are we including champs in this? You have to go Omega number 1, wouldn't you? God, rankings are tough, dude. That's why I hate writing sliders. I hate writing slideshows. That's why I don't do it anymore. It's so mind-numbingly, excruciatingly hard. Not hard, but just, it's torturous for me. If we're including champs, you got to put Omega in the top slot, right? Yikes, I don't know, dude. I'm blanking right now. Punk's only had the one match. I don't know if you put him in there yet. I don't know. That's a good one. You had to say that Britt Baker's in there. Ruby Soho would have to probably be number 5, I would say. Just because of all the momentum she has. Let's see. What else we got, kids? There's 31 of you here. The floor is open. Ask me some stuff. I'm trying to find some cool stuff here to close the show on. By the way, can I ask you guys a question? If we stuck with the 6 o'clock format, would you guys be okay with that? Would everybody be okay with that? I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking about it. I've not decided yet. Next Friday's up in the air, kids, whether or not we're going to do noon or 6. I promise you this, it'll be either noon or 6. I'm not sure which. Okay? So just stay tuned. I will post it everywhere. Shannon says, Cameron Grimes, what'd you guys think about that wedding on NXT? I thought for what it was, yeah. Oh, where'd you go, Isaiah? If you're booking, who is the next AEW champion and why? I'd love to say Hangman Page. But if Brian pins Omega, and it's non-title, if he pins him, he'll be the first guy to get a title shot. I'd like to say Page. But you know what? When he comes back, they got to get that momentum built back up for him again. We'll see. Jamel says it's 3 here in Vegas versus 9 a.m. Nice. I hear you. Will says go back and find my last question. Will, you're asking a lot of me, brother. Scrolling the button here. You know how far up that was? Do you think, here we go, Will. Do you think the Demon King pulls the upset since they are advertising? No. No, I don't. Because I think there's a bigger story to be told between Brock and Roman than there is Brock and Finn. That's just my guess. Ricardo says with Kofi and Big E both win the WWE Championship, do you see Woods? My answer is yes, I hope so. Tim's done ranked them. Kenny by God Omega. Baker number 2, Lucha Brothers 3, Miro 4, and Allen at 5. Allen just lost to Punk, though. You know what I mean? Creed Brothers. Who are we talking about, Chris? Who are we talking about, Creed Brothers? I color me ignorant on this. Am I missing something? DMD button. Oh, God. You know what's funny is like last night I was sitting here doing some work, doing something. I was like, oh, my God, I got to do buttons. I totally have not done buttons. I love MJF. MJF's best heel in the game. Except for Jay White. Jay White's great. When Jay White showed up in Impact and the fans started cheering him, that's not Jay's look. Jay's look is vile and sinister and evil. That's what Jay is best at. I mean, Jay can do pretty much anything he wants, but he's such a good heel, dude. Such a good heel. The Diamond Mine Tag Team. Thank you. I like him. Sorry, my bad. I blanked on you, my friend. Yeah, I agree. I've not seen enough to form a solid judgment, but I will rectify that. By the way, speaking of the Diamond Mine, what's his name was in Ring of Honor on their show the other night. Tyler Rust, yeah, had a really good match against Jake Atlas, who now is walking away from the business. Interesting. Isaiah says, is WWE killing everything good about it? NXT was the best WWE product. Isaiah, it's not for me. I'll let it play out, I guess, but it's not for me. They're not doing much to entertain me personally, but that's me talking. I don't think it was a bad show. Ciampa's the champ again, which is cool. We'll see how long they let him keep it, right? I think this Breaker guy is going to be like, Breaker. Watch his music start out like a CB handle. Breaker 19. We got a Steiner in a truck. I don't know. Carter says, who would you like to see come through the forbidden door from NJPW? Well, here's the thing. If it's Okada, I'll be there. I will find a way to see Okada live. I promise you. Shane says, do you think Dalton Castle will move on from RH? And where would he be a good fit? Wherever he wants to go, Shane. And the thing about Dalton is WWE can do something with him. AEW can definitely do something with him. New Japan. Wherever he wants to go, he could write his own ticket. Dalton is that good. I'm sorry, it's how I feel. And his gimmick, his appearance, his personality, his charisma would work in any company that he landed in if he decided to go. If I'm Ring of Honor, I'd pay the man whatever he wants to make him stay. Him and the Briscoes. There's 3 guys besides Gresham and Lethal. 3 guys you want to keep happy. That's the Briscoes, and that's Dalton Castle. That's me talking. Dalton Castle would be my top guy. One of my top guys, perennial top guys all the time. Because he's that good. He's good, and he is in a world all his own. No one's on his level in terms of entertainment in that company, and that's the truth. In case you can't tell, I love me some Dalton Castle. So, well, kids, we have done it. We have hit the hour mark. We're about ready to get out of here and take this thing home. Listen, I want to thank everybody as always for hanging out. Thank you guys for always being here. I promise you, I will give an announcement this coming week as to when you're going to see me next. It will be Friday, a week from today. It'll be noon or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please stay tuned to my social media, namely Facebook, and I'll announce it on Wrestling Rumors, my Facebook, Tom Carr's Main Event Facebook page, Tom Carr 6M Podcast. Remember, kids, tinyurl.com/TomCartPods, P-O-D-S, to get your swag from this show, Tom Carr's Main Event, and also Tom Carr's 6M Podcast. This latest episode of the 6M, the new episode dropped every Tuesday, okay? The latest episode of the 6M was our review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's myself, Phil Lindsay, Graham Matthews, and Chris Mueller. There it is. We all got to see the movie live together in Chicago during All Out weekend. It was a blast to hang out with those guys. They're really good people. And we had a blast watching the movie. I'm still buzzing from the trip to Chicago, if I'm being honest. So it was a good time had by all. So yes, go check out that show. Remember, my podcasts are free of charge. Nothing, you don't have to pay anything. Just get yourself a connection, and we're on YouTube. You can see across the bottom all the places that the shows are available. 6M is available. All the places you see at the bottom of the screen right now. Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Stitcher, Audible. Yeah, so there you go. We're everywhere, man. That's it for me, kids. I'm going to get out of here. Listen, everybody have a great evening. Have a better weekend, okay? And again, I'm going to tell everybody coming up in the next couple of days or so, 2-3 days, when we're going to be available next, a week from today. Please stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we're getting out of here, folks. Thanks again for hanging out, kids. We'll see you next time. Tom Clark's Main Events.